Hello everybody, I'm Dan. In my Java Gotcha episodes, I present unusual examples of source code and have you try to figure out what the result will be. Welcome to episode 2. I'm going to open up my web browser to my website, javacjava.com, select menu, and then Java Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to select episode 2 here. Episode 2, I've entitled it Integers, we don't need no stinking integers. A little pun off an old movie there, but anyway. When naming a method, the method name should describe what the purpose of the method is. So let's come down here to this little bit of source code here, right? Class gotcha 2, here's my main method entry point. And on the first statement here, basically I'm taking a reference variable I of integer type. And notice this is the integer wrapper class, not like int primitive int, right? So an integer object type reference I, setting that equal to basically the return value of the integer class, and then I'm invoking the getInteger method. The getInteger method is static, so I can directly invoke it here, right? And it will return back an integer type, right? And it takes in a string parameter, and the name is getInteger. Okay, seems pretty simple, right? Let's go ahead and display it to the console using the printline method, right? And I'm just going to display the I value. So the question is, what will this display? Go ahead and take a minute, look at that, see what you think it's going to display. All right, let's go ahead and highlight the source code, hit Control-C to copy. Move the browser off screen. I've got a shortcut to the command prompt on my desktop, but if you don't, you can create one really quick by right-clicking New Shortcut. CMD, next, and finish. It's just that easy. First thing I want to do is type in javac, which is Java compiler command. You should see all this stuff scroll by. If you get an error message, watch my tutorial on installing the Java Development Kit. You're going to want to make sure you get that installed and configured properly first. CD space / CD is short for change directory, / tells it to go to the root. I'm going to make a directory using the MD command called Java. And I already have that folder, but if you don't, I'm going to create it for you. I'm going to make another directory called Gotcha2. Change directories to the Gotcha2 directory, and I'm on a notepad, gotcha2.java. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and paste this in here. All right, so just my first thoughts seeing this, I'm like, okay, get integer takes a string value, it's going to return back an integer, seems like it's going to print 1, 2, 3, 4 to the console, right? Let's go ahead and just save this out. Clear our screen, javac to compile that, and then Java to run the Java virtual machine, and we want to invoke the Java2 class, and we get null. Okay, well, that's bizarre. All right, so what I personally did on this one there is I went and looked into the source code, because you could come out and I'm going to pull open the browser here again real quick there. Bring back this over here. Okay, so this is the integer class from the Java, and I'm actually going to change this just to the 8, which is the latest version, right? This is the class integer from the API up here. And so in the documentation, when you're scrolling through these things, you can come down here to the getInteger. There's basically 3 overloads of the getInteger method here. So it determines the integer value from the system property with the specified name. Okay, so it's like, okay, system property, let's check that out there, right? So I went up, actually before I did that, what I did is I went out here to my Java Development Kit folder, which is under C, Program Files, Java, JDK 1.8045. And this is the Java Development Kit folder. Now, because of this little copyright notice here, I'm not allowed to really show you this, but you can open up this src.zip. And inside of there, what you'll see is the integer class is in the java.lang package. So you'll see a Java folder in there, a lang folder in there, and then you'll see an integer.java. Open that thing up with like Notepad++ and just scroll down until you get to the what do I want to say? The getInteger method, okay? Now, the getInteger method is really just nothing more than a wrapper method for the system.getProperty. And I'm going to go ahead and move this off screen here. So I'm going to kind of show you just a couple things here. I've got some stuff ready to paste in because you don't want to watch me type all this stuff out here, so I'm just going to paste some stuff in here that's going to clear this right up for you. Okay. So in the system class, there's a method called getProperty, right? And you can specify various different things in here, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and save this and recompile and rerun it, okay? So we get null, 1.8, null, and 5678. So I'm not too concerned. Actually, you know what? I want to move this, so clear the screen. I'm just going to run this again real quick here so I can pull this down here. So what happened here when we executed this particular method here in the system class, getProperty, and we passed it this string here, java.specification.version, right, which is 1.8, right? So that's the Java version I'm running. Technically, they call it Java 8. You ignore the one dot, and you're only concerned with this one. So I'm running Java 8. And so you can come over to the system class here, and especially the system properties on their website here, right? And here's some of the most common system properties that you can pass in for the strings. Well, I tried every single one of these, well, not every single one, but just basically the ones that would just display like a number here, like Java version, right? And so on and so forth there. Anything that looked like it might return back a version number, I tried that one there too. And every single one of them would display null, okay? So even the specification.version, like if I were to pop in there like java.version, right, that'll give me an even a little more precise one there. I'm running 1.8.045, and if I type in something like, for example, Java C minus version, right, I get the same sort of thing back. The Java compiler is that same version there, okay? So anyway, you can actually use the system.set property to basically create your own custom property name. So myProperty.SumNumber 5678. Then we can finally use this integer.getInteger method and pass it the string of myProperty.SumNumber to actually return back an integer value and display it to the console there, right? So I get 5678. All right, so that is actually how the getInteger method works. I gotta say it's could probably have been labeled something else, just about anything else, to be a little bit more clear in what it does there, you know. So all right, go ahead and compile that there, right back to null. Okay, so anyway, so you know, I mean, we've talked about getter and setter methods, and this description right here, getInteger, to me is just like, wow, okay, that should get an integer value, especially when you're passing a string parameter. But this is one example, and probably the worst one I can think of, where the name of the method is extremely deceptive there. So, but of course, you know, you do have to come up here and read the documentation. It's like the legal binder, you know, and you have to kind of say determines the integer value of the system property with the specified name, right? And then you have to go, oh, okay, great. You know, can't say as I've ever really used the system properties, get properties, set properties ever, you know. But anyway, so that is, I'm going to go ahead and move this off screen. I'm going to close out of that and get rid of that. And so basically I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching.